The Supreme Court has become consumed by a corruption crisis beyond its control. Today's ruling represents an assault on American democracy. It is up to Congress to defend our nation from this authoritarian capture. I intend on filing articles of impeachment upon our return. There you go. That's the plan from New York Democrat Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She posted this about an hour after the Supreme Court's ruling on presidential immunity. But the question is, can she really impeach a Supreme Court justice? So let's take this piece by piece, starting with the basics. Can the Supreme Court justices be impeached? The answer is simple. Absolutely. In fact, that is the only real significant punishment the Constitution allows for any federal judge, including Supreme Court justices. Article 3 of the Constitution says a judge nominated by the president and confirmed by the United States Senate, which includes justices, shall hold their office during good behavior. Now, that has been interpreted over the decades to mean once they are confirmed by the Senate, that's a lifetime appointment, except under very limited circumstances. Article 3 goes on to say judges can only be removed through the impeachment process when the House of Representatives votes for impeachment and the Senate convicts. Now, as we know, articles of impeachment can be raised in the House of Representatives for what are called high crimes and misdemeanors and only require a simple majority to pass. A conviction in the Senate requires a 2/3 vote of the members. Okay, now that we're clear on the backstory, let's go back to Representative Ocasio-Cortez's statements. It is vague. She does not say which justice or justices she is targeting for impeachment, and she does not specify what act they have committed to warrant articles for high crimes and misdemeanors. Those are very big questions that need to be answered before any articles can be drawn up. Now, let's talk about the reality of the representative's statement. First, Republicans control the House of Representatives, not Democrats. And without the blessing of the House Speaker, no piece of legislation, including articles of impeachment against a Supreme Court, will ever make it to the floor for a vote. And even if there was some miracle that allowed it to happen and somehow it did get to the floor, the House is on recess this week for the 4th of July holiday, and they are only going to be in Washington, D.C. for 11 total days in the month of July. They are scheduled to be on recess the entire month of August, so there's not a lot of time for this to happen. One more huge reality check on this whole Supreme Court impeachment idea. In the entire history of the United States, only one Supreme Court justice has ever been impeached, Associate Justice Samuel Chase. The House impeached him on March 12th of 1804 on charges of arbitrary and oppressive conduct of trials. He was acquitted in the Senate 1 year later, and he stayed on the Supreme Court until his death in 1811.